Hello everybody, my name is Teacher Christopher. I'm going to talk to you today about Jane Austen's novel Northanger Abbey, which is one of the set pieces for the Hong Kong Speech Festival, the 69th, 2017. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Here I am, grey hair, glasses. I am a native English speaker, lawyer, former school governor in the UK, a former university lecturer, and I have been in Hong Kong for 9 years. I have many years' experience in teaching public speaking and presentation skills, and I will teach you any verse or reading from the Hong Kong Speech Festival. I will record myself saying the piece in perfect English and send the recording to you. As you can tell, my pronunciation is BBC English, and I will show you perfect pronunciation, excellent enunciation, and interesting intonation. You can then listen time and time again and learn how to give your very best performance. So, whether it is a simple poem, a Shakespearean monologue, or a sonnet, or a reading from Jane Austen, or any other piece, I can help. Just write to me at hongkongspeechfestival@gmail.com. Now, what will I record for you? Today I'm going to do a demonstration, but if you decide to use my service, I will record two versions of the piece you have chosen. The first will be quite slow. It will be with perfect pronunciation and enunciation. And that will be so that you can learn how to say the words in a good English accent, to pronounce them well and to enunciate well. The second recording will be of the piece spoken with intonation. Now I'll give you an example of the difference between pronunciation and enunciation on the one part and intonation on the other. Let's just have a look at what I have read out now. If I say the first paragraph in just plain English with no intonation, I am a native English speaker, a lawyer, a former school governor in the UK, and a former university lecturer. I have been in Hong Kong for 9 years. So that is without any intonation. Now I'll say it again, but this time with intonation. I am a native English speaker, a lawyer, a former school governor in the UK, and a former university lecturer. I have been in Hong Kong for 9 years. Okay, so we're going to look now at Jane Austen and Northanger Abbey. This was in fact her first novel, although it was not her first published novel, and it is one of her most acclaimed novels. It is quite comic in nature and pokes gentle fun at the social mores of her contemporaries. We are looking at chapter 3 of Northanger Abbey. In what you see on the screen, I have highlighted the start of the set piece, and I'm going to read the paragraphs that precede it, together with the part that you can see in yellow at the bottom, plus a little bit of the dialogue. So, to give you an example of the first recording I will do, I'm just going to say the first 2 lines or 3 lines in plain English with good pronunciation and enunciation. Every morning now brought its regular duties. Shops were to be visited, some new part of the town to be looked at, and the pump room to be attended. Okay, so I will do that for the whole piece. So it's going to be really easy for you to copy the English accent. Now I'm going to say this piece with intonation. Every morning now brought its regular duties. Shops were to be visited, some new part of town to be looked at, and the pump room to be attended, where they paraded up and down for an hour, looking at everybody and speaking to no one. The wish of a numerous acquaintance in Bath was still uppermost with Mrs. Allen, and she repeated it after every fresh proof which every morning brought of her knowing nobody at all. They made their appearance in the lower rooms, and here fortune was more favourable to our heroine. The master of the ceremonies introduced her to a very gentlemanlike young man as a partner. His name was Tilney. He seemed to be about 24 or 25, was rather tall, had a pleasing countenance, a very intelligent and lively eye, and, if not quite handsome, was very near it. His address was good, and Catherine felt herself in high luck. There was little leisure for speaking while they danced, but when they were seated at tea, she found him as agreeable as she had already given him credit for being. He talked with fluency and spirit, and there was an archness and pleasantry in his manner which interested, though it was hardly understood by her. After chatting some time on such matters as naturally arose from the objects around them, he suddenly addressed her with, "I have hitherto been very remiss, madam, in the proper attentions of a partner here. I have not yet asked you how long you have been in Bath, whether you were ever here before, whether you have been at the upper rooms, the theatre, and the concert, and how you like the place altogether. I have been very negligent. But are you now at leisure to satisfy me in these particulars? If you are, I will begin directly." "You need not give yourself that trouble, sir." "No trouble, I assure you, madam." Then, forming his features into a set smile and affectedly softening his voice, he added with a simpering air, "Have you been long in Bath, madam?" "About a week, sir," replied Catherine, trying not to laugh. "Really?" with affected astonishment. "Why should you be surprised, sir?" "Why, indeed," said he, in his natural tone. "But some emotion must appear to be raised by your reply, and surprise is more easily assumed and not less reasonable than any other. Now, let us go on. Were you never here before, madam?" "Never, sir." As you read through the whole piece, you will realize that they are just flirting, and it is quite an amusing conversation, albeit really rather lengthy. If you would like me to provide you with the two recordings, do please write to me at hongkongspeechfestival@gmail.com. Here is the relevant information in Chinese. Now, I do hope that you will call upon me to help you, but if not, I wish you the very best of luck with your performance at the festival. Goodbye.